Thanks again for voting on the catch-up list for TV that I need to catch up on that I've never seen. The two winners this year were Downton Abbey, which I've already talked a little bit about how much I love Downton Abbey now that I've caught up on that, and Dexter. And I managed to, over the past, 3 weeks or so, see all 6 seasons of Dexter. And it's interesting watching a TV show like that. Now, they aren't full network seasons, like 24 episodes. I think they're 12 episodes each. So it's kind of like 3 seasons of a regular TV show. But it's a really interesting show in a lot of ways. It follows, the concept is a serial killer who has been raised with a code that he is going to be a moral serial killer. In other words, he's only going to kill people who deserve it. Now, whatever you think about the morality of that concept, that is the foundation that this show lives on and exists on. I should also briefly mention it is a pay cable show. It has pay cable content in it. That goes for violence and all the like, language, all of it. So be aware of that as well. But Dexter follows this serial killer, and his name is Dexter, and how he kind of navigates that moral code of who he is and what that means as a serial killer who kills with a purpose. What's interesting also is that each season kind of has a different theme and follows kind of a different overall arc, which is kind of nice in that as I'm watching, I go, season 1 is this, season 2 is this, season 3 is, this. So it's like the ice truck killer and the Trinity killer and, all these different serial killers that we're following throughout the season. But there's also these overarching themes of family and love and purpose. And as a sociopath, Dexter has trouble connecting with those things, but it's interesting to see this character try to find those things. I have to tell you, I can see right away why people love this show. It is engaging in a character way. The character of Dexter is a very interesting character to figure out, much like House is, I believe, kind of that moral dynamic that happens there. And because he's a sociopath, because he, has trouble connecting to emotions, it adds this other element. I will say, however, it's not that well done. The acting's not that great. The characters are great, but the people who act them, not necessarily. It reminded me actually of what Monk might have been if it was on pay cable and instead of OCD, it was a serial killer. It feels like that kind of quirky environment where, it's just kind of a little, I don't know, it's a little TNT, if that's a thing. So I did find that a little bit off-putting. And to be honest, once I got past the Trinity season, which is John Lithgow as a serial killer, is a phenomenal season of television. Once I got past that, I never felt like Dexter in the 5th and 6th seasons lived up to the promise of that one season. And I think they've got 1 season left that they want to do, or maybe 2 seasons, but shorter seasons. Whatever the case, I'll watch. I think it's interesting enough, and I do like the concept, but it's more of kind of a pleasant distraction than something that I'm going to continually be invested in, like some of my favorite shows.